Hi Rian, this is Ahmed. So I would like to welcome everyone in our Block Talks show, the AMA series of the Blockopedia. Today we have a very special guest with us, Rian from Beosin, and we meet Rian in a token 2049 recently, and welcome Rian in our AMA series, and let's just start the AMA, and we will learn more about the Beosin from Rian.
Perfect.
Perfect, perfect. So, I would like to start, Rian, about your journey. I'm very interested to know how you have started your journey in this space. What was your first step in the blockchain space?
Got it. So I came from a financial background. So how I got into the crypto space was by chance. I had a friend who was working in a exchange back in 2018. So he thought that because of the bull run in 2017, it would be an interesting mix for me to kind of join into the space. So hence, in 2018, I managed to join an exchange. At that point, I was with Whoopi. Yeah, it was an interesting start, to say the least, because I know nothing about crypto at the time. All I know was there's this Bitcoin, there's all the rave all about it, and I just wanted to see what it is like to be in this space. So hence I joined in as a BDA at that time, and yeah, the rest was history.
It's really good to know about your background. So let's start with the Biosyn. So just give me some details like about the Biosyn, what the Biosyn is do, and where are you guys based, and how do you operate in this space?
So we started in 2018, and we are headquartered in Singapore. So Beosin, we are a Web3 security company that focuses on crypto and blockchain auditing, which is the smart contract or the code auditing. And we also do on-chain AML matters, for instance, like KYT, which essentially goes through the database of the clients to see if there's any addresses that are interacting with any malicious addresses. And we have an on-chain monitoring called Eagle Eye, which is going through a upgrade, becoming a token sniffer of sort. And the final thing that we do on chain is that we are able to trace stolen funds, essentially doing up a forensic report so that the users is able to bring it up to legal authorities for them to take further actions on.
Yeah, it's really very necessary to have is audited by a very good coders, and it's really very necessary nowadays. So I would like to ask from the Biosyn, what is the typical process do you follow for processing or for conducting a smart contract audit from start to finish for any project?
So I think fundamentally the start of the auditing process always starts from the projects themselves having the need to do so. Uh, Whichever motivation that they have, whether it is to um, bring more confidence to their community or to appease their VCs, that pretty much starts the process of uh, audit. So like all similar to all sales process, it always starts off with a conversation on what's their needs and why they're doing so. Then we'll proceed on to the estimation of the audit duration and also the audit cost. So upon receiving the funds or the payment, we will begin our audit process. So our audit process essentially entails two sides of whether an automated one, which is AI driven, and the other one will be the manual one. So the AI will be the one that goes through the entire code very quickly, while the human portion of it will be the one that counter checks the AI portion. So hence, with that, we have audited over 3,200 projects at this point, and none of them had any security issues. So yeah, I mean, we are very fortunate that there's no issues with that so far, and I think we will not be having any issues moving forward.
Yeah, like the numbers you have mentioned, like 3,200 is really a very big number, and it's really a very congratulations to you for achieving such a milestone at a very short period of time. So I would like to jump on another question, and I want to ask, like, what are the common issues that you typically discovered during a smart contract audit? Like, what are the vulnerabilities do you discover, like your company discovered during the smart contract audits?
So a lot of times when we discover things like logic flow errors, for instance, whether if the buy and sell portion of the token, they have a little bit of code issue. So this caused a little bit of a problem when, especially for users who wants to interact with it. So that's one of the common issues that we face. The other issue is that um, when it comes to the transference of funds, there's or rather transference of token. That's another issue that we realized that is pretty prevalent. Other logic flows, I mean, it could come from just
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
a line of misspelled code and then it will cause a little bit of a problem. So yeah, but typically it's just some minor issues within the code itself, which is able to cause a major catastrophic security breach later on. So we pick up on that, and then we'll actually do a consultative session with the project to letting them know, hey, there's this particular code that we will recommend that you change because based on our security expertise, this is going to cause a problem later on. So yeah, that is the essentially what happens, and yeah, the common problems that we face.
Perfect. Yeah, there are lots of the things which we discovered during the smart contract audit. But so I would like to know, like, what are the, like? There are lots of the parameters and lots of the services you can say included in the smart contract auditing. So may I know? Can you list it down some of your pointers for the smart contract auditing, and like what are the major point you discovered during the audits?
I see. Okay. So, for instance, some of the issues that we look into are like, for instance, whether there's any re-entrancy uh, vulnerabilities, whether if there's going to be any replay attack, or any overriding variables. So, to name some of the items that we face or vulnerabilities that we will look into, these are some of the things, whether it's a DDoS, random number generator. So yeah, I mean, this is the a little bit more intricate portion of the audit process, or the audit elements that we look into. Other things that we do look into are like the coding conventions. So like any redundant code, any compiler versions of the security uh, element that we found, or whether if there's any business security, whether there's the logic within this business, or rather this according to the contract to the where the project is heading towards, the logic flow is a little bit off. We will look into that. So yeah, there are a few things that we have to take into consideration while doing this audit.
Yeah, got it. So I would like to know another thing, like how Biosin is different from other smart contract companies, and what distinguish from your company and other providers in terms of you can say expertise, in terms of experience, and the methodology.
Got it. We actually have over 30 PhD holders within our company. And in total, my company headcount is over 200. And half of this manpower is all focused on tech. How we actually chose our security experts, they have to start off with the base of web security first. So we are fundamentally a security based company that goes into the Web3 industry instead of the other way around, where we are born in Web3 and then we focus on the security portion. So in terms of legacy of what in terms of the security side of things, we have that edge comparing to a lot of my competitors. Yeah, so in terms of quality of work, that's one thing that we edge that we are better in. Let's skip the price portion of things because price is a little bit subjective when it comes to this sort of quality work. The other thing is we are fast with our work. So far, I noticed that for projects that or rather audits that can take my competitors over 2 days, we can complete in half a day, and yeah, so that is something that we are more unique in. So this is something that we can do on the service level. The other portion of things that we are, we kind of step up our game for was that we are a connector between our partners to the projects. So in some sense, you can put us similar to a incubator because we are agnostic within the industry. So we are able to make different partnerships or with different categories of this space. So, for instance, like VCs, which is a lot of projects are looking for funding, whether it's exchanges, market makers, marketing agencies, all of these partners are actually we actually open access to the projects that we come in contact with. So to us, we have the capacity or capabilities to help a project from ideation all the way to go to market. So that is something that we kind of, so far, we is a unique selling point of ours.
It's really very amazing. I really loved your answer. We didn't born in the Web3. We are already from the security background. So I really love this answer. And yeah, I believe this is the main difference point in terms of other competitors and other security agencies. I really loved your answer. The way you have explained is really amazing. So I have another question. I would like to know something about your clients. So can you share any of your case studies, or maybe any of your client trip, any of your client like the successful story which you want to share with us, with our community?
Let's put it this way. Um, a lot of this success story comes from failure. So, for instance, the Ronin chain, they had a security breach. So funds were stolen. So they approached us to do an audit on their chain itself. So essentially, we agreed upon on how to handle their case, and right now, so far there hasn't been any breaches. If you want to put it as a success story, this could be considered as one, but everything kind of start off with a major fracture in order for it to look more shining when it comes to a success situation. So yeah, for security generally is due to a failure that kind of makes it into a major success. So just to put things in one of the more prominent cases.
Got it, got it. So I would like to know something about the recent event which where we meet in the token 2049. So could you like to share some highlights of the recent participations at Token 2049 in Singapore. What were the key takeaways or trends you observed at the event?
For Token 2049, I thought that it's actually my third. I attended 2049. This is my third time. Honestly, based on how I experienced it so far, over in Token 2049 over in Singapore, it was amazing. Comparing to quite a few other events that I've attended, especially within the Asia region. It doesn't seem like we are in a very bearish market. There's not. I don't feel that we are desperate or we are in need. That is one takeaway that I have experienced so far. The next thing is what I realize is there is a increasing demand for security. Of course, talking about things like FTX, talking about things like like from the rolling chain. Everybody is getting more and more aware. The project owners are getting more and more aware. And the surprising thing is the users or the retail buyers, which essentially the rest of the participants within the Web3 industry, everyone is getting more educated. Everybody is getting more savvy when it comes to how to look at a project. They'll be looking into things whether it's secured, whether if there is a auditor behind this project, who are the investors. They're getting more and more savvy. So I think it's a very unique transition comparing to 2018, where we went to a bear market. Yeah, I think things are picking up. I mean, then the next thing, of course, based on the conversations that I had, nobody seems to be worried about this winter that we are going through. So yeah, these are some of the things that I picked up through 2049. Besides all the crazy parties and the side events.
Yeah, I agree with your point. The energy was very amazing, and the side events you have mentioned is really very energetic. And yeah, I agree with the knowledgeable point, because like we are also, like, we are from the Blockopedia. We are also educating the communities. We are pushing the regular content for educating our audience, and the energy we have feel at 2049 is really amazing, and the bearish market point is really very awesome. So I would like to jump on my last question. I think I have asked enough. So I would like to ask another one, and then I will conclude this AMA. So about the smart contract audit. So what are the recommendations do you have for the projects looking to choose the right smart contract auditing company, and what factors should they consider while hiring, while working with any smart contract auditing company?
Okay, for this question, I have to break it down to um, practicality and also the purpose of the audit. So the practicality portion is whether if you have allocated funds for an audit. That's one thing, and how much is it that has been allocated for it. That's the second point. The other portion of things is the quality. Who should you look for audit? Of course, you can go for reputable competitors of mine to kind of get a quote or do an audit with them. But sometimes reputable or well-known does not actually translate to a quality report. The portion of the funding that is actually a struggle for a lot of project owners, whether to whether if they only have $500 for an audit or to or 100,000 for an audit. It all depends on how much they are willing to spend to do a proper audit. So these are some of the factors that I think they have to consider before looking out for an auditor. Of course, please feel free to also just kind of shop around, ask what is the what are the criteria or items that the auditor is doing. So far, the items that I've just mentioned is pretty standard. There are other portions, or there are other elements that we do have, like for example penetration tests. These are things that if you like to do a more in-depth auditing to be you have a layer one, then you need to do a really deep dive of an audit. This is something that you can look into. So you can, whether it's that or whether it's the service quality, reputation, these are things that you should consider before deciding on an auditor.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, yeah. It's really very necessary points while considering for any smart content auditing company. So I think I have asked enough question, and I really enjoyed a lot for asking questions with you. And really, I love so many details about the auditing and the Beosin also. So let's conclude this AMA, and I would like to know your like your last words, and what do you like to convey to our community regarding the Beosin and your thoughts about the smart contract.
Thank you very much, Ahmad. So some final words. For Beosin, we are expanding globally. So hence, we will be traveling around the world to meet up with folks from different countries, to interact with them and meet up with all of you. So that's something that you can look forward to, that I will definitely be around, regardless of what or how you need it. Yeah. Or alternatively, you could actually reach out to me if you have any issues, or if you are looking for any support. I'll be more than glad to actually have this conversation with you, or sit down to find out more about your project or your business. Definitely be open for collaboration or services. So these are things that I'd like to end off with.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for your words, and thank you for having us. And I believe we will be also talking to you soon on another session on another topic. So thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you once again, Ahmad. Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you.
have a great night. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.